Live from Soho, New York City. Sunny New York City today.
So sunny.
It's Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. It's April 29th, feeling more like May outside. We're here to talk about wearable electronics this week and every week. With me is Mr. Lady Ada, Phil himself. What's on today's show, Phil? Maybe you could tell us.
Yeah, today's code is... No, that's not the code. Yeah.
It's one of those days.
Yeah, today's code is repair. It's 10% off in the Adafruit store. I skipped that order. That's my problem. That was my fault.
That's what's going to happen today.
It's okay. That's all right. But pretend that didn't happen. Roll back to like a tape, like a
That's
magnetic
good. That was
tape.
a good impression of a rewinding tape.
Wearable Wednesday,
where we talk about cool things on the blog happening in the news, and we unveil a new video for you.
Yeah. Component of the week.
We talk about a cool component, why we like it. Today, it's a tiny little servo with a secret. It says a secret.
Okay. What's the secret?
You have to stay tuned to find out.
All right. Well, I could skip ahead and ruin it, but I won't do that.
You can't from the pictures. You can't actually. Yes, from the pictures. Never mind. The tools we love.
You're not telling me how I cannot ruin things. I could totally ruin things.
Yeah, you can. Please don't. Tools we love is some storage tools today.
Do you know how many buttons are on the screen that can ruin everything? Like every button, is.
Don't click any buttons, but the exact right button.
Yeah. There's a menu item in Wirecast called Ruin Everything. Why wouldn't even have that?
I like that. Always have with the latest update. Take out GIFs, put in the big button that says Ruin Everything.
Ruin Everything. Question and answer.
If you guys have, we're going to answer questions at the end of the show. So if you have any wearable electronics questions, you can post them in the comments now in the chat. You can post them in the comments later on any of our YouTube videos or Twitter, or Google Plus, or the Adafruit blog, and we'll queue them up for next week because we prepare answers for your questions. And one of you will be winning a copy of Getting Started with Adafruit Flora by me and Tyler Cooper. Those of you who've asked questions previously that we're answering today.
Great. All that and more on Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern.
Cool. That's what we're doing today. We're here in the sunny corner of our Adafruit factory, the new southwest corner.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on.
Yeah. We're here now, and I'm in the middle of working on the final lease agreements for more parts of Adafruit.
We just
actually it's right there.
We want to slurp up the whole building.
Yes, so more wearables. But anyways, let's get started. To pay the rent here, we need you to buy some stuff. Codes repair.
Every week we give you a discount code so that you can grab stuff in the Adafruit shop at a 10% discount.
Yeah.
It's good for everything except software and gift certificates.
That's right.
Yeah.
Becky, what are you wearing this week?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah.
Well, see, so I never went to any of my own proms, so I thought that I might pretend to be prom queen today. Is that okay with you?
It's fine. I'll put a sign on the door.
If we were to have a running for prom queen at Adafruit, I wouldn't want to win, but since I'm just pretending for the day, I'm totally prom queen.
Yeah, it's fine.
You probably can't see the LEDs flashing because of how bright it is in here, but if I put the piece of paper...
Yeah, I can see that.
Can you see it going?
Yeah, it's cool.
It's animating NeoPixel tiara. I made it for my birthday a couple years ago because I was like, you were like, Becky, what project are you going to make this week? And I was like, it's my birthday, I'm making a tiara.
Yeah. That's great.
But lots of people have had fun making it, and there've been a couple of fun show and tell projects too.
Yeah.
For modifications to the NeoPixel tiara, including a cool accelerometer, magic wand.
Yeah.
Color changing tool. So that's really cool. It's been an interesting project to see customers' versions of.
I've seen this project on many human heads.
Yes, it's great. It's cool. I mean,
that came out weird.
It's fun to build. Anyway, that is what I am wearing today.
All right, Wearable Wednesday, the biggest and best, I think, selection of wearable electronics and more on a blog, on a site.
Yeah, since our site's not, there's some cool other wearables blogs, like Fashioning Technology is really cool, and that's only about wearables. And but Adafruit has, I believe, the most concentrated dose of wearables news and projects every Wednesday on our blog. And here's an event that's coming up. We're a media sponsor for the Smart Fabrics and Wearable Technology Conference happening in San Francisco in the middle of May. And there's a blog post about it on the Adafruit site for a discount code. If you wanted to go to that, you can grab a pass with a discount code.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
This is cool. A tweet came in featuring a picture of a lovely lady wearing a NeoPixel punk collar at Space Prom. The tweet was tagged Space Prom, and she's clearly doing the robot. So you're winning at prom. I am pretending to win at prom because I never did win at prom. So cool.
All right.
We love seeing your projects. Please continue to send them in.
Next up.
This is a project from the Google Plus community. This is a pair of TARDIS earrings. That's the PCB with a nice silkscreen design on one side, and then like tiny little 3D printed windows and a battery holder, and a tiny little microcontroller to make them fade. It says Windows pulse as it moves through time and space on your ears. So that's a fun project from the community.
It's like a little physics lesson on
Kind of, yeah.
particle moves. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones.
Leslie posted this up. It's an Iron Man.
Yeah. Look, a red laser on the top.
Yeah, it has a red laser on top.
Ah.
And then it has a blue laser in the palm, and this laser is like no joke. Later on in the video, he shows it like burning a piece of wood and like an orange peel. This is the kind of laser you wear safety glasses around.
Yeah, I had one of the really powerful green ones, and it can pop red balloons.
Right, and the video also is popping balloons. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy makes props for people who have the money, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And this video has a lot of views, so it's certainly super cool. The Iron Man gauntlet also has like it shoots a piece of metal out. It doesn't really like shoot it very far. It's not like a scary. It's not a like that little piece of metal is by far the least dangerous part of this whole thing, but it makes a really cool noise, like a.
Oh no! The lasers make noise.
And the little like ratcheting metal piece like that gets shot out mainly for sound effect, and then loading it back in, it goes like clink, clink.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And he's talking about how he likes this functional gauntlet a lot better than just the ones that look nice but don't do anything.
Yeah.
So
I have a laser story about these powerful lasers.
Yeah.
Just to, by the way, when people say, "Oh, watch out, lasers are scary," so those powerful ones, those blue ones and the green ones. I've only been to Burning Man once. Had a great time. I saw a friend of mine there. And I said, hey, and it was just random. I said, hey, watch out! There's these really big lasers that they have, and he's like, oh yeah, no problem. And it was odd because I just said it out of the blue. He had to leave the next day. He got shot in the eye with one of the green lasers, and he had to get eye surgery. And
was it one of the ones that they shoot like across the whole desert, but then you're only it dipped. He wasn't like on a tall bike or something.
No, it dipped and it zapped him in the eye.
Ow! Oh man, that's scary.
And it was messed up. So at first I thought that was weird that I mentioned it because like what are the odds? But then I thought, you know what? It probably happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people get hit by that laser.
Yeah. So
and
anyways,
at Burning Man, it's so funny because like lasers are one of the least dangerous things there.
Yeah.
I think.
So by the way, do be careful with these because he had to get eye surgery.
Yeah, it's no joke. And like those kids, I remember when I lived in Phoenix, some kids got arrested for like using green lasers to shine in the cockpits of planes that were landing.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
anyway,
these are serious,
careful with lasers, but fun. Have fun with lasers.
Serious business.
Leslie also posted up this really cool handbag line called Glass Handbag, and they're like shishi handbags that are expensive, but no more expensive than other handbags that look like this, and have an internal lighting system. All of them do. So super cool. They even have some vegan ones for those who don't want leather, and they have a cool rechargeable lighting system inside. So it's neat to see. This is happening a lot. Like we've seen DIY projects like this for the last couple of years, but only like this year and last year are we starting to see products come to market. Maybe there's it's the manufacturing challenges have gotten easier. Also, the market is more prone to buy this kind of thing now. Combination of lots of forces. We're seeing lots of fun products that are wearable tech.
Okay. Next up.
This is just some news for all you Apple Watch fans.
Yeah.
People are reporting that there's some trouble reading your pulse through if you have like a dark tattoo on your wrist.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because of how the pulse sensor on the Apple Watch and many other smartwatches works. It shines light into your wrist, and then
the reflected light is what it does.
the reflected light, it measures the difference. It like over time measures how much light reflects back, and your blood at different oxygen levels reflects more and less light. So that's how it tells when your heart was pumping the blood through, and it has trouble if there's dark ink in the way. Surprise, surprise. But what's funny is the articles are talking about like, oh, Apple Watch tattoos, but it's all pulse oximetry on your wrist. It's just that like people are only finding out now because the square, like nobody with sleeve tattoos bought any of the other smartwatches, or like not a critical enough mass.
Yeah, I mean the market kind of exposes a potential issue. So. The Moto ones have that, right?
Yeah, the Moto one has it.
So the big round Moto ones, I would say,
and the Adidas one too.
Yeah, the Moto ones. I think their target market was more of like a business person.
Yeah.
And where Apple definitely is going more pop culture.
Sure.
So of course that there's probably a bigger demographic of people that are getting an Apple Watch that probably have sleeve tattoos than the person who got the Moto watch.
Right. So that means that Apple is getting like there's a couple articles like this.
Yeah.
Like,
So we'll see this.
it's all wrist heart rate sensing that has trouble through your
but
tattoos.
You know what? It's all like page views. So people are like, Apple, why didn't they test this?
why didn't they test it? They did test it, I'm sure, and they don't care that.
Yeah, they're probably like,
we can't fix it.
The Genius Bar will actually remove your skin and give you new skin if you want.
Ooh, new skin.
Yeah.
I like that, like the movie with Star Trek movie with Data and the Borg Queen when she was giving him the real skin.
Yeah.
Was that a long time ago now?
It was
like dating myself?
Like 20 years ago.
Okay.
But
20 years ago was not.
It was like 47 years ago. I don't know. Sorry, time's been flying, Becky.
When you have TARDIS earrings.
Yeah, they move across time. But yeah, they'll if you have Apple Care, they'll do it.
They'll laser remove your tattoo so that you can just in the spot where you wear your Apple Watch
for 3 years.
Okay. Enough about that. This week's debut video project is a wearables repair kit, things that I think you should bring with you if you're going to be going to Burning Man or Maker Faire that's coming up and want to keep your projects working. Check it out.
Yeah.
Today I want to show you my wearable repair kit. It's what I bring with me when I want to fix things in the field. So if you're headed off to the next Comic-Con or Burning Man or Maker Faire, don't leave these things at home. First up, batteries. Always pack more than you think you'll need. Next up, alligator clips. They're very helpful for circumventing failing conductive thread traces and troubleshooting problems. A pocket multimeter is a must. It can help you determine the difference between a fried circuit and a broken battery wire. Pliers, flush snips, and wire strippers are very helpful, but not always necessary. When it comes to spare parts, pack extra of whatever your project's made from, if you've got them. NeoPixels, conductive thread, battery extension wires, it's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Tiny but sharp scissors, heat shrink tubing and a lighter, safety pins, and traditional sewing thread round out my kit. You can find this double-sided organizer as well as these configurable bins in the Adafruit shop. Put together your own repair kit. Let me know how yours would be different in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more projects and our Wearables live show each week right here on YouTube.
Okay.
I hope that's helpful for you guys. People ask me all the time, or they'll tell me a sad story. I built this cool project and then I took it out all day and I didn't bring any alligator clips in and it broke. And I couldn't fix it, and that's sad. So you should set yourself up for success. And we have a couple other videos that would help you too, like our ruggedizing video about like how to make your connections strong and have strain relief and tips for that kind of stuff, and also our battery-powered video. So I think now, if you check out our wearable electronics playlist, there's a lot of really useful tips for making your projects durable, and but also like you can make them durable, but they're still going to break. Like that's just kind of how it goes. You wear things. There's no hard and fast rules on this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Code is repair.
If you'd like to get anything to help repair your projects, many of those things are available in the Adafruit shop, and you could get 10% off all of them.
Okay. Component of the week. Okay. I was promised secrets. Where's the secret?
There's a secret. Wirecast no longer plays GIFs.
Yeah.
That's not the secret. The secret is that this servo motor, it's tiny, but it's also continuous rotation. It spins all the way around. That's the secret.
It's a cool servo. In fact, someone came on the show and told us about this, and that's how we found out about it. Yeah, that's it.
It goes all the way around and around and around. So why is that interesting? Well, because I can finally make that like beanie project where like when somebody's like, I don't know, there's some kind of awkward silence in the conversation, the beanie propeller will just start spinning.
Yeah. And
other like hair fascinators, and Noe and Pedro are working on a little like animal tail project that uses a micro servo.
Yeah.
They're really cool for wearables because they're little, and you can do things like shoulder. You can do really fun, dramatic costume things with just like feathers and a micro servo.
Yeah.
Because they're little and they spin, and if you put something light and long on it, then the effect is very dramatic.
That's a good idea.
But they're pretty low power, and I just thought that the one that spins all the way around is more useful for wearables than the one that doesn't spin all the way around, because most of the things you'd want to put on it, you would want them to spin continuously.
Yeah, one of the neat things about this is, and I think we're going to probably go through a round of this, is people putting a ton of electronics in hats.
Yeah.
Like full on like cuckoo clocks and like full on like
Well, hats are great.
Motorized, yeah, because you have battery storage. Everyone can see it.
Yeah, it's right there. It's easy to take it on and off.
Yeah.
It's right near your face, so people can look at it easily.
Yeah.
Like very high impact. If you're thinking of like a wearable that you want, you can like go from business to casual, like real easy, like really good for events. So I think hats we've done a lot of hats, a lot of headgear.
Yeah.
Very high success rate we see with customers making hat projects, and then maximum like wow factor and minimum breakage.
Yeah, and also for these, like, we'll probably see a ton of people with costumes using them inside them in some way and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can 10% off of that servo if you like.
Yeah, we got that going on. All right. Tools we love.
I love tools. You guys know how much I like organizing things, right?
Yeah.
If you don't, now you do. And we use these modular boxes. Were featured in the repair kit video. But they're great for electronics components, but you can use them for other stuff too. I have safety pins and my sewing materials, like regular sewing pins and also needles. They're really great. These just have like LED sequence and stuff in them. And then I also have like replacement batteries and conductive thread, and they're configurable, so you can kind of like make a little guy, or you can make Lady Ada has like big trays of these that have components in them, or you can break off just one to bring it with you. So they are, yes, that I just defined the word modular for you apparently, but we have them in a bunch of different sizes and shapes. We have these medium ones, these large ones, these small ones, these ones that are great for surface mount components in blue and white, and then we also, I forgot to put the picture in, but we also have them in anti-static for your more sensitive electronic components, and those are a black because they have like a carbon or whatever mixed in with the plastic. I use them these are surface mount LEDs from leftover from making the Dune Punk Eye tutorial, and for keeping track of your tiny components, but also for just mixing in with your sewing notions. So these are great for your repair kit. They're great for organizing all kinds of supplies and tools, not just electronics components. I think they're pretty reasonably priced, and like if you're looking for some project that's going to make you feel really good about your workshop, if you're me anyway, then you can get a couple of these and organize a lot of things, and then you'll have this like beautiful visually displayed assortment of organization to look at and take Instagram photos of.
Okay. Well, the code is still repair. You'd be able to buy those if you wanted to.
Yes, you can get 10% off all of your modular box needs.
Okay. Questions and answers. You have questions. Becky has answers.
One of the people who asked a question who's being answered today wins a copy of Getting Started with Adafruit Flora by me and Tyler Cooper. If you would like to enter to win a prize, all you have to do is ask a question about wearable electronics, either in the comments now or later, or on Google Plus and Twitter, or the Adafruit blog, and we'll answer them next week and put you in the giveaway.
Okay. Let's start it off. The first question this is from Matthew. Hey there, Becky. Quick question about the Arduino Gemma. I noticed that it looks like only has 3 I/O pins broken out, probably due to space constraints. Does the controller on the board actually have all the I/O available to a full-size Arduino? Just wondering. Thanks.
Thanks, Matthew. The Arduino Gemma and the Adafruit Gemma both have the ATtiny85 chip, which is not the same as the Atmega 328 chip.
Smaller, low power, low cost.
Correct. Fewer I/O pins, so it's not the same chip as a regular Arduino. It's the same chip as what Trinket and the Gemma. So, yes, we don't break out. There are like a couple more pins we could have broken out, but the purpose of Gemma is to be really easy to use and have really big pads that make it easy to sew with conductive thread. So it doesn't have, to answer your question in more depth, the question you did not ask, it does not have every single available pin even broken out from the ATtiny85, but it does have space constraints regarding the amount of space your program can take out, or it has a smaller flash, so your program can't be as big as on a regular Arduino too. But that said, it can still do plenty of stuff. Lots of NeoPixel projects, Simple Sensor plus NeoPixel. Great.
It's also smaller and less power and lower cost.
Right.
So those are all things like the Arduino is like, depending on where you purchase it can be $20, $25.
Right. $10. So
there's like pros and cons on when you choose. You always
the parts are different.
Yeah, you always have a good suggestion. Use something like an Arduino to prototype a bunch of stuff, because you do things like serial, debugging and all that, and then move to Gemma.
Small smallerize.
Yeah, you smallerize later. So speaking of, because I think this question is
similar question.
Why are there 2 pins from Gemma that are used for USB not accessible through the pad? They're free for other tests if you do not use them. USB software USB. If you mod a micro USB cable, you can use one of those pins for software serial cable. Similar answer.
Yeah, cool. You should do that. Make your own custom cable. But sir, Mr. Peter W., if you are the type of person who is modding your micro USB cable, you are you're an advanced user, and Gemma is designed for to be simple to use for beginners as well as useful for advanced projects. However, we broke out the pins we thought would be the most useful to be broken out, and there is a space constraint on the board. We wanted the board to be tiny. So it's like a right tool for the job sort of scenario. If you really want serial communication, or you really want to do software serial with more of the pins that aren't broken out on Gemma, use a trinket. If you really want serial communication that's real, use a different Arduino compatible, like a Pro Trinket or Arduino Uno or a Pro Mini or a Metro. Mainly we didn't want to crowd the board with pins, because when you sew conductive thread, it wiggles a little, especially if you're a novice at sewing. So we want to make sure that set beginners up for success with their stitching habits. And Trinket though has the same bootloader, same chip on it, but has more pins broken out, so you could devote some of them to a software serial port if you wanted to, if you're a pro at soldering, because you're modding your own cables. And Gemma and Trinket are the same price, so
at least for now.
For now. Ish.
I have a button that makes them more or less. Okay, next up. This is from Daniel. What suggestions do you have for threading to use when making a circuit to heat up fabric when it's sewn into? So
thank you for your question, Daniel. This is a risky behavior. So if you have to ask me that question, start with something like this, our electronic heating pad that is stainless steel fibers inside of a Kapton tape sandwich, so that it's not going to catch any of your stuff on fire. And it's only $4. Experiment with it before you start making your own heating pads, which you can do with conductive thread. The stainless steel conductive thread we sell in this store is suitable for that, but not all materials are made equal, and if you heat up a polyester and it shorts, it can burn you and melt to you. Very dangerous activity. So take my advice with a lot of precaution.
With a more off-the-shelf one, and then figure out a bunch of other stuff later.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, this is from Rich. Could you substitute a Gemma in the RFID teddy bear?
This is a Make project that I have particular knowledge about because it was on the Make Live show back when I was over there with Matt Richardson. And it uses an Adafruit wave shield and an NFC reader to make and a speaker to make Charlie the teddy bear talk. You put an object like a book in front of Charlie, and he says let's read together. And it's a really fun project and fun to learn and build. The question is, could you substitute a Gemma? Absolutely not. The Bear uses an NFC reader and a wave shield, so all of those programs and libraries mixed together are not going to fit on the Gemma. And also, those things are sandwiching Arduino shields, so you should really use something that's shield compatible, like an Arduino Uno or the new Adafruit Metro, because those products are already designed to plug into a Arduino shield compatible microcontroller hub. And also, it's a teddy bear, so there's plenty of room inside it for this whole circuit sandwich. You don't need to smallerize the circuit. But yeah, you can't get away with our $10 microcontroller for such a sophisticated application, and that you wouldn't want to.
Okay.
Charlie the teddy bear.
All good questions this week. It's time to give something away.
Okay, I have loaded your questions on pieces of paper in my sticky burn hat, my glow-in-the-dark sticky burn hat. And I will pick one of you as the winner of the book. I tied them in little knots today.
Okay.
I fooled the questions right before the show, so I'm trying to keep it interesting. Okay, Daniel, you win. Congratulations. You can use the Flora book to learn more about precautions to take when making your heating up circuit.
Yeah.
You can please email support@adafruit.com to claim your prize, a copy of the book.
Okay.
And if you did not win, no worries. You can enter as many times as you want. Just ask us a wearables question.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. And you can still have the feeling of winning by buying something and using the code repair on checkout.
Yes, I know. I love a good deal.
Cool. I'm saving money.
I there's some sites where I just won't ever buy anything on them unless I know that I can get a discount code.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Sephora is one of them. Like, why would you?
And those sites like that. They know that. That's why they're constantly giving out codes.
Right. I mean, we're constantly giving out codes too.
Yeah, we have codes for people.
Are we one of those sites for you that you only buy stuff from when you have a code? Well,
maybe. I think in buying habits, there's sometimes that you need stuff fast, and then sometimes you're like, well, I can wait for this, and like maybe there'll be a discount because we only have the discount code for a very specific period of time because we want to do stuff for all the live viewers that are watching right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of.
Yes, if you have a cool project that you would like to show off, maybe you made a tiara for prom, you can come and show it off on our show and tell. That's tonight at 7:30 and every Wednesday on Google Plus Hangouts on Air. You just have to comment on the Google Plus announcement for the show, not the YouTube event, but the Google Plus event. Comment that you want to be added to the circle. We'll add you to the circle. You'll be invited to join that week and every week. So if you're already in the circle or you've already showed, you're already in the circle.
Yeah, the only caveat is, and I don't know how to, I'm just going to say it. So on one hand, I want to just say, hey, see you tonight, hope everything's worked out. On the other hand, I want to say that sometimes Google invite stuff just doesn't work out.
Just doesn't work. I remember last week there was some trouble. Yeah.
There's always, I don't know any other way to say it, there's always something breaking constantly.
On Google's end. It's always...
but everybody. Like, whatever, none of this stuff really fails all the time, and none of it works all the time.
Right, never 100%.
So, on one hand, I just want to say, hey, see everybody tonight, and just keep it positive. On the other hand, some people are terrible, and they think we're purposely not inviting them or something like that.
We would never do that.
And so, I really don't, that's the siren. Yeah, anyways.
We're on a busy street corner. The fire's not anywhere near us, don't worry.
Anyways, so, I don't
fire or an ambulance.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much attention to it, but it's like, I feel like if I don't say anything, we're ignoring it. But if I do say something, then I'm just giving attention to the terrible people. So,
all right, well, we do our best to get you into the show and tell. We would never purposefully keep you out of the show and tell. Sometimes there are technical difficulties.
Unless you're a horrible person, then we banned you.
Oh, if you're banned, that's different.
Yeah. And you know who you are. You know who you are.
You know if you're banned.
You know who you are because you're like, oh, I'm so angry.
They're banned. They can't. They're not watching us right now because they're banned.
Yeah.
Most of you are not.
They're thinking about it. If I could watch that show, I'd be really angry.
It works most of the time, and it's a really fun time. If you don't believe me, we have a whole YouTube playlist of how many years now? 3 or 4 years
of 3 years
of show and tell.
We could probably figure out that we're probably on the 3 anniversary for that.
Yeah. Well, you can look and tell us anyway. And then after, if you're not into showing and telling, but you're into just watching, you can watch the show and tell, and then afterwards you can also watch Ask an Engineer with Lady Ada and Mr. Lady Ada, and that's at 8 o'clock. And that.
So, anyways, I don't know how to handle the situation because it's coming up a lot because so many people want to get on the show and tell, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. I don't know what to do.
Hey guys, we do our best. How about that?
Yeah, I don't know what to do about this.
Google does their best too, and it doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Then on Thursday is the 3D printing show with Noe and Pedro. They teach you something cool in CAD. They talk about new 3D printing materials, troubleshooting advice, lots of fun information about cool, exciting 3D printing and electronics projects, a lot of cosplay props.
Yeah.
Noe and Pedro are tearing it up. So that happens on Thursday, and the blog is likewise taken over by 3D printing projects. So hope you will stick around for that.
Okay. Well, that's the show this week, Becky.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. That way you can be alerted when we go live, alerted when new videos are uploaded.
Yeah.
You can follow us on the Twitter and the Instagram. Adafruit Instagram is blowing up.
It's hopping.
Really happy. Yeah. Cool little videos of products and stuff like that. Nice product photography.
Yeah.
And
check out our Groupon. No one says
we don't have a Groupon.
When nobody said... It came and went in everyone's minds.
Well, I think for things like, I don't know, I never used a single Groupon.
It was like the biggest deal in the world, and then
See, I'm not much of a joiner, so like when it's like, get a good like mass drop and stuff, I'm like, I don't really want to commit to joining your group of people buying headphones.
Even my spam doesn't say Groupon on it anymore. There was like Groupon spam.
Oh yeah,
that even disappeared. I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes it's a good idea, something happens, and then you don't hear about it. And then you forget, you didn't even hear the word Groupon for at least 3 or 4 weeks. You've not.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I did. That was a word didn't realize I was happy not to be hearing anymore.
Yeah. Now you can't get out of it.
Now it's like
Groupon.
Street Easy.
Groupon.
Is it spamming me? And
yeah. I get spam too. I get spam.
Yeah. I have visual. My desk has visual spam from Manhattan Mini Storage.
There's a guy who's standing outside with a sign. Hey.
There isn't.
Why didn't you let me on the show and tell? No. Okay.
If you're, as a side note, if you're preparing a project for Maker Faire, I really recommend, at least trying to appear on the show and tell. Because then
That's a good idea.
then you get your demo like up and running.
idea, Becky.
People will ask you some common questions. You will realize, because you're going to be under a little bit of a time pressure, like how to do your pitch, which you're going to be repeating probably 80 million times while you're at Maker Faire, and what could possibly go wrong. You might have like a little bit of a taste of it.
That's a really good idea. I'm missing. It's normally something I would say.
You can say it on the show tonight, and nobody will know because we have separate audiences for the two shows, apparently.
Okay.
I don't know that's true either.
I'm gonna say, hey, Lady A, do you know it's a good idea?
You can
totally.
I give you permission to pretend that that's your idea on the show later.
All right.
Because there's visual proof of me having saying it first.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's an Adafruit idea.
Yeah.
Come on the show and
That's a
tell
good
to
idea.
prepare for Maker Faire. I actually am just looking out for you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
And that way we get a taste of, because we're not going to Maker Faire, we'll get a taste of what you're going to show off, and we can tell people to meet you there.
Okay. Well, that's everything. That's the show.
Thanks for watching. Come again next week. Wait, I just want to prove to you that I think the batteries on my tiara are still going.
Yeah, they're going.
Yeah, they're going. It was on for like half an hour before the show too. I'm using the 500 milliamp hour battery, and it's in the hair clip fashion.
Okay.
Okay. See you guys next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.